What is bullying? It's a human behavioural weakness, and this is going to shock everyone because I believe that everybody's been bullied at some point, even if it's on a small scale. And here's another thing, everybody's actually bullied someone else, whether it's on a small scale or a large scale. So bullying is anything from the teasing upwards. So, you know, from teasing to purposeful bullying, because a lot of bullies don't realise they're doing it themselves. People are bullied because the people who are bullying are using them. They're using them to steal self-esteem and confidence. Bullying is the easiest thing in the world. You don't need any qualifications for it, it's easy. I can just bully anybody now to get my human needs met.
The forms of bullying took were both physical and mental. I had a lot of taunts put my way because of my height at the time. When the bullying went on, I don't think I really did cope particularly well. There was a couple of incidents between ages 11, 13, I'd say, where I didn't cope at all and tried taking my own life while at school. Thankfully, I was found by somebody who brought in the teachers to stop me, but the consequence of those attempts were that I was put in detention for causing a scene. My parents were never notified of what had gone on. So yeah, at the time I don't think I coped, and it was kind of sheer bloody-mindedness and luck that I'm still about.
Makes people feel? Yeah.
Upset and bad about themselves. 1/3 of people who do get bullied, they do have suicidal thoughts, which is quite sad. So some people might be thinking that I don't want to live anymore.
I was lucky in that my parents managed to convince a school that was my first preference, but I hadn't been selected to go to take me on, because none of the kids who had been bullying me at middle school were going there. And I ended up going to a new school with completely new kids to me, and it was a fresh start. And when the first instance of bullying happened, a teacher took me aside and said to me, "Something's going on, tell me what it is, we can sort it out." And I tried passing it off because I still didn't trust adults. I still didn't trust teachers to actively do anything. And I will remember this to the day I die eventually, is that he took me to one side, looked me in the eye and said, something is going on. The person who tried bullying me, it was their third offence, they got transferred schools because it wasn't tolerated at the school I ended up at, and that saved my life. That school saved my life. Writing of the piece, certainly it's the grit, helped me in actually tackling and facing up to something that I'd wanted to write about for a number of years, but never felt that I was tackling right. And in doing so, I think I allowed myself to realise where I'd come from and what I've managed to do with myself, so to the confidence that I have gained since those early days. And yeah, it's also that thing that having written it, I'm now keen to try and share it with as many people as possible to show the various aspects of what happens with bullying, and that if you are going through it, it doesn't have to be the definition of who you become, but it does still shape who you are.
Unfortunately, bullying has evolved. It's just become, you know, to use a word, and it's not to scare anyone, but it's the truth, it's become an epidemic. And because it's evolved so quickly, years ago when it was physical bullying and name calling, teasing, if you want to call it that, to an extreme level, well, nowadays, because of social media, it's just exploded. It's exploded because anybody can become a bully.
I think the successful way of raising awareness about bullying is by doing things like this, by talking about it, by having open and frank discussions about it, and making people acknowledge that it's going to exist.
Raising awareness for bullying is great. There's a lot of different organisations. Working with Angela Towers, they have the Art of Beating Bullies. Now this is a great one because it's very creative. It's actually getting kids engaged by doing a form of artwork which gets their emotions and feelings out. So that's a brilliant one.
I think that the bullying has affected me in a way that it's given me a confidence that I have been through some really horrible times, and I've been lucky enough to come out the other side of it, and if I can cope with having been through that, then I can tackle pretty much anything.
Don't bully, be a friend. Bullying stops here. Please stop bullying now, stand up and speak out. Please stop bullying now, stand up and speak out.